One of the major issues with Google Cloud is that they have made simple things unnecessarily complex. If you compare Google Cloud with AWS or even Azure, both of those two clouds, both Azure and AWS, they are very simple to use. Cloud is already very complex. There are a lot of services, a lot of things going around. So one would hope that Google will make things easier. But for some weird reason, they have made even simple things like installing their CLI commands or command line tool or stuff like that quite hard. Even if you log into the Google Cloud, then you would just get confused first time that where is the project folder and how to access all of the mumbo jumbo. And instead of focusing on the thing which you want to do, you would just get entangled into the rigmarole of all of these CLI, G Cloud init, and all that mumbo jumbo and enabling APIs. Anyway, so enough with Google Cloud bashing, but because it is there, and in this video, I'm just going to quickly show you how you can install the G Cloud CLI. G Cloud is simply a CLI utility in order to access your Google Cloud resources, just like we have something in AWS, which is AWS CLI, which is very easy to install and configure. By the way, you go to AWS documentation and website, and then you run it and it gets installed. But if you need to install G Cloud, which is Google Cloud CLI, you it will be very hard to find it in the Google documentation, which is as usual very badly written. I know it is a fashion to just praise everything Google, but to be honest, this is terrible documentation and terrible tooling around how to access their cloud. So instead of going through their documentation, it's simple to just Google it as how to install this G Cloud on Windows. Now, instead of giving you the Windows link, it is uh, entangled in everything. Now, if you look at this, Linux, Debian, Ubuntu, and all this, you will need to click on Windows, and then once you look at it, it is just crazy. I mean, download this, and what is this thing? And there are a lot of steps of doing it. So I'm not going into it, and God forbid if you don't land onto this one, and if you go to the quick start, because one would hope that quick start means it will be simpler to use and quicker. Now look at this, and it's even I would say weirder than the previous link. Anyway, so I already have selected this window, so thankfully it is already there. Otherwise, you would have to search for Windows, and then click on this Google Cloud CLI installer, and it is going to open it in the browser because it is a Windows one, and it will ask you to save the exe file somewhere. So let me save it in my some of the folder. Let me create a folder there, and I'm just downloading it on my local system, and let me quickly run it. The exe which has been started. Let me show you. So once you click on that exe file, it is going to open up this setup. Now click on next here, and then you would have to agree to this term. Click on I agree, and then just click on your own user, which this is my local laptop personal one, and then you can either go with this single user or all user. I'm the only one who uses it, so I'll just go with single user. And this is the default location where it is going to install it, and the size is around 90 MB, which is quite cool. Just go with the default one, should be okay. Click install, and it is installing it. So let's wait for it to finish. I had paused the video and it's been 5 minutes and it's installing the component. So I will just again pause the video and wait for it. Let's see how long does this one takes. Okay, so at last it's done. Now let me click on next, and now just click on finish. So I'm not going to run gcloud init at the moment. I will run it from the Google Cloud CLI, or, or maybe you can run it from here. Let me run it just to initialize it. So that didn't work when I selected the checkbox, so I had to manually write gcloud space in it, and now it is asking me if I want to log in. So just say capital Y here and press enter. As soon as I had pressed enter, it took me to the Google login screen and I had to log in with my Gmail account. And once I provided my password, it is showing me here that now I am authenticated with the gcloud CLI. So that's it, guys. This is how you install this gcloud and then you provide your credentials. And once that's done, you're all set to go. You can set your project ID and start working with gcloud. So I really think that this process can be made quicker, faster, and easier. But anyway, this is how you do it at the moment. I hope that it was useful. If you have any questions, thoughts, comments, please put them in the comment section. And if you like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you very much.